Welcome back to the action-packed episode of Pokemon Colosseum! Today is action-packed because finally, the pre-gym leader, Justy, which I think is absurd, because in the first town, she's got level 40 Pokemon! She was accessible to you as soon as you went through her underlings early on, and trust me, I tried to defeat her. But I was nowhere near the level that I needed to be. So now returning with fully evolved pokes, higher levels, and a legendary, which somebody pointed out that Suicune is UU. So what I thought was Uber was incorrect, but then again, that was at the times when I didn't know a thing about metagames. I thought Uber meant legendary. So now that we have better levels, more equal to hers, we're still a tad under leveled for most of our team. We're going to try and use tactics to mess her up. The thing that you have to worry about with Justy is her evasive qualities. Sometimes you'll get locked into a double team massacre that you can't escape from. You're just going to have to accept defeat because none of your moves will strike. And I'm not certain if in this game Sandstorm aids the evasive properties of ground types, but it certainly seems to, because I went through at least 3 times failing against her before I got anywhere. So let's see if we can defeat her quickly so she doesn't get too many double teams up. And she switches her pokes around too. It's not always going to be Gligar and Sandshrew. Sometimes she'll throw out Azumarill, and then that can really mess up your strategy if you're planning to wipe them out super effectively with one Surf. There with the Azumarill resisting Surf. And there it goes, the evasive properties already happening. And I think all of her Pokemon can do Double Team too. Yeah, metagame rules be damned. She doesn't apply to them at all. She does not care how cheap Double Team actually is. Because we're only facing a Sandshrew and Gligar, something that normally should be wiped out with one Surf. Yet they're evading it every time. Oh, this is already not a good way to go. I just hope I'm not wasting my voice on this, and this is going to be another ended up of scrap recordings in the trash bin. Oh, that was so ridiculous. I didn't even get close to defeating her because of this double team duel. And there's nothing you can do. Sandstorm's always raging, we're getting slowly killed, and they just keep getting more evasive. I just can't believe they hitch her up with the title of pre-gym leader. I guess they have to, otherwise the question then is, where's the other gym leaders of this region? But why not she be the only one? I mean, she has actual gym trainers under her. She's got more trainers in her pre-gym than I've seen some gym leaders in other regions have entirely. And again, level 40s on the first town. This was another contributing factor that really stumped me as a child. I didn't understand why I couldn't get through this person, and I thought, oh, I must defeat her in order to progress further in the game, not thinking to just go to the next town and check out what other trainers there are to take on, which is necessary. Imagine just trying to take her on with Umbreon and Espeon and whatever Johto second evolution starter you chose. That's impossible. No amount, finally, of spamming for experience points will help you there. And by spamming, I mean defeating a fraction of the trainer's pokes in order to get some experience, but then inevitably dying anyway because you're still too under-leveled. Yeah, that would not happen with 3... Man, what did we start at? Level 30? Yeah, level 30, I guess, with those. Man, that makes me look very poorly upon how my training's been going. But I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to not have to do extra stuff in this game. I really do not like experience grinding. That's probably the main thing about RPGs that irks me, and it's why I don't play more than are recommended to me by my friends. I started The World Ends With You on iPad, but then I actually quickly lost interest in it because I was thinking, you know what, this game ends with me right here because I just don't care to max out the stats. I end up playing more times than not Robot and Gun. Why? Because it's a quick pick up and play game that I can put down and I don't have to worry too heavily about stats because I'm just going for accuracy of shots. I am a large shooter fan and I didn't think I would be, and I'm not talking first person shooter, I'm talking arcade, where bullet storms are raining all up from each angle and you have to dodge simultaneously while shooting down the opponents. That is fun as fuck. To me. I don't know, what's your favorite genre? That's a good comment question for this episode. But it's why I've never gotten into Final Fantasy. Never even picked up one Final Fantasy game. And I talked to Matt Goldsman of GamersCast, and he said, oh yeah, you could jump in with any title. They're not, they don't work off of one another. I mean, they may hint towards each other's games in the timeline, but you can pretty much start off from any point in Final Fantasy and understand what's going on. Now that right there was a perfect shot. The sooner you can take out any of her pokes, the better. So while I could have focused on trying to use a surf with that hyper-evasive Gligar, it was way more advantageous to knock out another potential double team disaster like that Cacnea before it could do anything. Oh, damn. Alright. Thank you, Jumpluff, for your sleeping power. It seemed to have helped us slightly. We still have Ampharos on our side, so we might be able to take Azumarill out still in one shot. But yeah, Final Fantasy, way too in-depth, way too much calculation, and way too much having to know where the experience spam points are. I just can't get into it. I don't know. Has there ever been an RPG where it's been so well-paced you never had to spam? They always gave you the correct experience points? It's unlikely. And it might not even be the fault of the programmers, more the ignorance of the player, because when you're picking up a new RPG, you don't necessarily know where the best training zones are. That's why people have such an affinity for walkthroughs these days. Instead of wasting the time playing the game yourself, you could humorously watch one and go vicariously through the experience, or pick up the game and play along with the player to understand the best points of boost. Nose pass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, if I recall from the past, that every single poke has double team of hers. Yeah, how you like that, Sunflora? I hope your head pops off. Really wound its neck back. Didn't know it was part giraffe. Beam! Okay, 2-hit KO, no problem. Even if it does manage one double team, we'll still be in business. And now Nose Pass is smitten, so it's got less of a chance of using, yep, its double team move. That's what she goes for every time. Such a predictable AI, yet so devious, because if you can't kill her fast enough, you might as well just pack up your pokes and go train somewhere else, until you can. That's the wondrous power of Suicune. Having ice and water in one poke is a powerful combination. We're able to take out her rock and ground types, which make up a majority of her team, on top of taking out Cacnea and Sunflora. The only one not phased is that Azumarill, but as you saw, Ampharos made quick work of that. See, if she only gets one double team up, it's not so bad. But if you allow her to set up more, oh, you're doomed. So in this match, go for pure power. My normal strategy that I would use in the metagame of hit 'em hard and hit 'em fast applies perfectly here, because that's all you can do. Okay. So it's smitten, it's paralyzed, and it only got one evasive stage boosted. I think it can be taken out quickly by a surf. Let's see. Let's focus all power on this thing. Yup. Sorry, Nose Pass. That big schnoz will not be passing today. Your double team has not triumphed. And that's how you take out Justy, who I think is a girl? Again, another one of those ambiguous, semi-anime, Japanese-looking people that I just can't tell the gender of. Very similar to Bugsy. I think that's a girl. Who knows? Yeah, what are your palms so sweaty for? All you did was evade the whole entire time. So impressive. Oh, before we leave, though. What? Yeah, I'm so glad too. Ooh, memento. Oh, what's TM27? Alright, we'll go through the TMs that we collected, because I said I was going to do that, but first I want to take a look down here. This is the dungeon where she keeps all of her underlings to train endlessly. They're trapped here. That's the warden right there. It never lets them out. There's no water here for this kid. No, I'm kidding. This is a really cool area and a nice concept to see, because you never consider all the underlings in a gym leader's gym, where they come from. Are they just random trainers like you going on their own individual journeys and they just decide to stick in one town and preferably stay in the gym? But in here, they show you that they've got a whole actual setup and mini biomes for all the specifications of types to train them properly. I just thought that was very neat. I suppose if it was something like Brock, you could make the argument that, well, he doesn't need to install such a highly technical biome in his world because Mount Moon is right next door, and training in the mountains for a rock-type trainer, that's probably the best thing. So let us see what our pokes here can learn. Okay, I was just seeing if we would get anything off of Suicune, what I would remove. I don't think I'd remove any moves at this point. It's got a good mixture. Okay, good. We have Earthquake, Steel Wing. We don't have anything that has wings, right? I wonder if Jump Pluff can... Nope. Okay, Jump Pluff can't cauterize a metal poof ball and smack around our foes. It just doesn't happen that way. Every Pokemon can learn Toxic, but which one would be the best? I think Ampharos. Yeah. The reason I say Ampharos is because on top of being a powerful striker with its electric-type moves, it's also good at support, with the infatuation that it possesses, being a female and having attract on it, and now Toxic, so if there's a poke that completely resists, like a ground type, any of Ampharos' moves, which are mainly electric, it won't have a problem of supporting the other poke, which will mainly be Suicune, if we ever get Thunder. That was the whole idea, is that those two would double battle. Rain Dance would be set up by Suicune, and then we would have no worries of accuracy on Thunder, which tends to be low accuracy, but goes to 100% accuracy. Or a guaranteed hit, rather, not even 100% accuracy. More than 100! To smiting your foe. And I think Jump Pluff likes us, right? So, even if it doesn't, let's remove Cotton Spore, because I can't foresee it learning anything else useful on its own. And we had a surprisingly low amount of TM. So, see you next time.